Okay, do you hear me? I think so now. Yeah, okay. Today will be introduction to query language for APIs. If you know something, don't waste your time, go to speech recognition by my colleague, Maciej Morawski. But if you don't know, let's go. About agenda, wait. Okay, about agenda, first will be some couple of words about me. And then I will speak about motivation, not about motivation of this presentation, but the whole conference. Definition, what is this GraphQL? Then we'll compare to other technologies. Then where is shining and why to use that and why not. Some tools, what to use and why I think so use these tools. And next will be about challenges. About me. I'm full stack developer leader in Schneider Electric, almost 4 years. No, 4.5, sorry guys. I'm team leader. This is my role. I have a couple of people. I hope so you met them. I'm full stack developer too. I'm trying to be because it's hard when you have a whole team on your back. I'm Python and TypeScript lover. Eternal optimist. I hope so you will learn today a lot. Romantic programmer, speak freak, sport freak, not speak freak, and Lego fanatic. If you want to speak with me about Lego, I'm always open to that. What is my motivation? My motivation are my people, and you can see on the photo. I will speak 2 minutes about them. I need to. I'm leader of my team, and I always motivate my team, and I'm very happy about that. We are from Schneider Electric, and we did 3 lectures and 2 workshops. One of our guy now is presenting. He speak about speech recognition with Python, Maciej Morawski. Then we did with Sinem workshop end-to-end Discord bot development and deployment. Probably I will today will do the lightning talk about that because I want to show you some cool notion with links and how to start your adventure with Discord. Then our Marcin did the very cool introduction to functional programming. Interesting fact, he's the front-end guy, and he did the functional programming in Python. And we have the inside joke that if you are better than our front-end in Python, you can be junior, but it's hard. The guy is amazing. Today Michael did the Python, the missing bits about metaprogramming. Yeah. I'm very happy that I'm leader of this team, and I'm so proud of you guys. Sinem is here, and that's all I think so. But I hope so they support Maciej, and I feel like we did very good job. 1 year ago, we've been on the audience, and now we are presenting and do some workshop. I want to thank Ruslan Kornijuk. He supported us and was big inspiration. Yeah, thank you, Ruslan. Okay, let's go to our subject today about GraphQL. GraphQL is Graph Query Language for APIs. Okay, and I will speak about the whole definition. I hope so you will understand the whole definition because this is the most important thing I think so. When you start to learning something, don't use GQL, use GraphQL. They write about that in the documentation. It's very important to remember about that. It's created by Facebook in 2012. Then they presented in 2015 at React.js conference. And I recommend to watch very interesting documentary by Honeypot about GraphQL. Yeah, it's awesome. And from this stuff, you can find out that they were like very excited that other big dog, of course, without Facebook, used GraphQL, and that was GitHub, and they start using that, and they officially use it in September 14, 2016. Yeah, yeah, and I will speak more about the GraphQL GitHub API, but in a minute. Okay, how we start our definition? We'll start from the end, like for API. When I want to explain what is API for people, imagine people like no IT, no tech background. I'm trying to use restaurant metaphor. And like, of course, client is client, browser or front end, kitchen is the server, the ingredients are database, for example, and the API is waiter, for example, could be REST API. And when we go to the restaurant, waiter come to us and ask us about the starter. He give us the starter, then he ask us about the main dish, and then the last dessert, and he give us. When we think about GraphQL, it's totally different. Waiter come to us once, and he ask about everything, and it's like it's different menu because you can choose what you want. For example, you can take the rice, chicken, and maybe chocolate. Yeah, this is like, and waiter is happy because he need to do one thing, and that's it. Okay. Let's go. Okay, let's go about the other stuff. Graph. Sorry, my skill of drawing is not very good, but I hope so you will get it. When you want to get data from GraphQL API, you will be working on the graph. Maybe not every time, but if you want to more and more stuff, it could be nested and nested and so on. But it's very important to understand that. And if you don't know the graph definition and so on, it's like maybe, in other words, you have two actors, nodes and relationships, edges. And like nodes are organization, repository, pull request, and commits or user. And you have the relationship, the edges between them, and you can go with that from the organization to user, for example. Okay, about query language. When you think query, you think, okay, select star from some organization, and it's not bad. When you think about that, it's not like it's very similar, but it's it's maybe there are some sort of difference, because like when you can see that you can see that we take organization, then of course we choose, for example, Microsoft, and we take some fields like name, and then we go to next stuff like repositories, and we filter by first 10 and order by some like the most popular with the stars repositories. Then we take the name from that, and so on, and we can take the most closed repositories, and the result from this is looking like that. And we have of course the name of the organization. We have repositories. We have nodes. You can say, hey, Kamil, you didn't tell us about nodes. We can use edges and node, but it's other subject. This is the shortcut to use faster, easier. Use the API from the GitHub. Yeah, and this is it. And you can see the pull request total counts, how many they are closed. Okay. We have graph query language for API, and you have the whole definition. Now about the technologies for API to compare them. I find some cool cool chart about these technologies. It's from Stack Overflow, and you can see how much the trends are in this area. You can see the REST is okay, it's stable, okay, it's going down, but I think so the GraphQL and gRPC take some part from REST, and you can see that GraphQL have his place in this stuff in the area of the whole technologies to use. There is some very big hype on the GraphQL, and yeah, now it's stable, I think so. And I feel like, okay, but why I showing that? Because some people think maybe GraphQL is dead or something. No, it's okay, I think so. And have some, you can use them in some places. Okay, there's the article very cool about this. Yeah. Okay. Probably everybody know about REST, and I will compare that. Imagine that you want some data from backend. You want some data about user, about some his post and his followers, and you need to do 3 different requests for that. Yeah, it looks like that. Probably you don't need every single field, like birthday or something like that, because on screen you will show only his name. And for example, you want some user by name and only post titles and followers names, and you can see that it's totally different way. And in the left side, in the rest, you can see that it's over fetching. Okay. I told you about over fetching, and there's some cases why it's shining where it's good, and it's one of cases over fetching because you will not get too much data. Other case is under fetching because you need to the same case you need to use other endpoints, and probably you don't need that. And I think that the most in the documentary, I saw that they did the GraphQL for multi-clients, because if you have different, for example, you have web application, you have on your phone application, and you have on your watch application, probably you front end, you need different stuff on the screen, and then the shining is for GraphQL. Yeah. About the underfetching, I want to mention that sometimes we need to do some small stuff for front end because I don't need that, or maybe I need that, and you need to always okay, I will do it, and it's some small fights with front ends, and I think so the GraphQL is one of the answer, but not perfect. Okay, and I think the GraphQL shining when you have very nested data, and or when you have the graph database, and yeah, I think it's the best option, and provide some performance benefits, but it's not very huge. It's reducing the number of network requests. Yeah, it's pretty cool, but you need to have very good case to do it. Okay, how to start to use that? I told you about the GitHub API. I think so. You need to go to this link and to try the GraphQL. And you can think, oh, Kamil, you write the whole query, and so no, I'm stupid guy, and I click in Explorer, and everything I can easily do. It's very cool stuff. When you start like the server side, probably you will have the GraphQL tool, this graphic interface in browser by default, and you can easily test your server side by GraphQL. Okay, and what do you have with this GraphQL? You have build queries, what I said, preview response, auto-completed, and it's like, to be honest, it's like documentation, like Swagger for REST. You have docs in here. I don't know, you can see, but yeah, there's some small stuff about docs. Okay, server side, and I was wondering which lib will be the best to use that in Python, because we are in the Python, and it would be cool to say something more. You have two approaches to use GraphQL. First is schema first, and you write the whole schema first in strings. Do you like strings in code? I hate, and for me it's not cool stuff. And there's other stuff like Strawberry and GraphQL. What they use, it's code first. And when you compare this free tool, you can see that, okay, GraphQL is the most popular, but it's the oldest. And to be honest, it's like GraphQL is like Flask, and the Strawberry is Fast API. And to be honest, yesterday, about 4 a.m., I do the photo of how they support it and how many libs they have for Strawberry. And I think Strawberry is only have that small stars because it's new, and probably you don't need to use GraphQL in your daily job, but the lib and support is awesome. Okay, but I told you, okay, Strawberry, fine, but what is it? It's of course, this is definition from their website, Strawberry rocks. There is new GraphQL library for Python 3, inspired by data class. And if you want to try to have some fun with that, and okay, how to do it in from the server side, you have some play.strawberry.rocks, and you can have some playground. It's awesome. They did it, and I feel like Strawberry is the best from this stuff. Okay, about the examples, because maybe you want to start using with some stuff. For example, you have some example with Fast API plus SQL Hemi. There's some Django stuff, but I'm not expert in Django. And of course, doc is Strawberry Rocks. Okay, one thing, hammer time. Remember that when you have a hammer, each problem looks like a nail, and I show you the bronze, and I show you where it's shining, but you need to understand. To be honest, with GraphQL, I think so you need to be very familiar with the technology and challenges. I will only, to be honest, only say a couple of words about that. Very highlight. You have challenges like cost for query. You need to, look out, because if you do the nested query, it could take too much time, and it's wrong to write query. It's not the best practice. Then you have n+1 problem, but I will not speak about that. You will find that, and it's very important to understand that. Monitoring and pagination, of course, you can do it like you think, but it's good. You need to find the best practice to use that, and it's not this trivial stuff. I think for monitoring is Apollo dashboard, the best. And if you want to use from the front end side, I use Apollo client in Vue, but you can use other libs. Def limiting, you need to add the def max limit. And another stuff is resolver access for data, because you can take very easily some data, and you can have some leaks, and it's tricky, I think so. And to be honest, I'm not specialist. We don't have the application on production with GraphQL, but I hope so after this presentation, when I go to my boss, we will have. But to be honest, I spoke yesterday with Jakub Badzic, and I saw his presentation. For me, was perfect. If you want to know how to work with these challenges, go to him, write to him, or watch his presentation. Okay, this is my GitHub. There's nothing about that there right now, but after some 2 hours maybe it will be, and you have the whole links and so on. Okay, and I think so. This is my LinkedIn. If you want to have some good leader, come on. I can do full stack too. And I have awesome people, and yeah, I feel like you have any questions, anything on Slido.
Kamil? So yeah, we do have some questions from Slido. So first one would be, what does romantic programmer mean?
Very good question. It's like I always like when I sit down on the code, I go to the night and like finish on 5 a.m. and so on, and I'm not seeing anything else. And this is something like that.
Okay, thank you. How are you going to punish your team for having so many fascinating talks, but in Polish only?
No.
How are you going to punish them for having awesome talks, but in Polish, not in English?
I think so. The whole talks were in English. Maybe one Michael do in Polish, but he asked the crowd.
Okay. Okay, so the last question is, does Strawberry do some request validation like fast API with Pydantic?
Yeah. Oh, one thing, I'm angry about the Strawberry right now because the Pydantic is experimental there, and they use data class from the default stuff. Yeah, you need to validate data, and it's normal. I think so. It's from the default, the GraphQL give you this check the data. Because okay, when I start my adventure with Python, I didn't have any check with the validation, like if data are totally right, because we have that doesn't matter. But yeah, it is from the default.
Okay, that's all of the questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.